Paul working a little bit faster through this first 200. See if Lockie Walker, the boy from TSS, can start to challenge him through the back end. The second 200. But leading here, it is still our Malaysian swimmer, 154.43.
It's a nice, strong lead he's established in this opening 200. Will the others be able to make a move on him in this third 100? Cameron Bladen has started to pull ahead of Oscar Kreutzberger in that battle in lane 3 and 2 respectively.
And as I saw there on that turn, Lockie Walker working hard, trying to work his way back into this race. It is still Ho Yon winning that battle in the middle of the pool, 2:24 flat.
So just continues to extend his lead here in this third 100. He's out to a 3-body length lead. Cameron Bladen's holding on to second place. Oscar Kreutzberger's trying to go with him. Also swimming really strongly in lane 5 is Tommy Lane with Lachlan Walker alongside him in 6. So the battle for the minor places is all going to be on in this last 100.
Just sneaking outside the 30-second mark per 50 is the Malaysian swimmer there. Sitting nice and on top of his stroke though. 75 to go. The rest of the field has got a bit of work to do here. There's about 2.5 body lengths to catch up. So we head down to the 350 metre mark.
Ho Yan continues to hold that lead. Cameron Bladen's not giving up to second place, but he's being challenged by Oscar, Tommy and Lachlan. That battle for the minor medals is really on as we enter this last 50. It is all Ho Yan who leads clearly out in front, but the legs are being brought in that battle for silver.
Tommy Lane with a really strong last 50 here, moving up on the rest of the field. He looks to be challenging Cam for second place. In fact, I'd give it to him right now. A Malaysian swimmer though, coming underneath the flags. He'll win this one. 3:53.29, 3:55.18 for Tommy, and 3:55.84 for Cam Bladen.
Some really strong swimming there in the final of the men's 400 metre freestyle. So results are now official. Ho Young is the winner, Tommy Lane in second, and Cameron Bladen in third place.
Really even start in this B final. Looking out here in lane number 7, Jack Cummins, a visitor on top. Good little gallop early in this first 50.
And he did lead through that first 15 metres. It's starting to even up as we approach this first turn, and leading through will be Matthew Lowe in the centre of the pool, just ahead of Jack Cummins, with Campbell Wilson Moran sitting in second. Once again, Jack Cummins working that wall, popping up in the lead. So had a good start, good turn, using those skills to his advantage.
So Matt Lowe leading early here from TSS, the Southport School, under the tutelage of Rich Scarce there, a good Toowoomba boy. So he'll be tough. He's going to be really tough to be broken here, leading us through 57.43.
So Campbell Wilson Moran has made a bit of a move on that turn, moving from third into second place and coming right up alongside Matthew Lowe in this second 100. We know Campbell loves a race, so just eyeing off Matthew in this second 100 and look for him to make a move soon.
So head through the 150 there. It is still Matt Lowe, 128.01, leading us through. Those boys in 5, 6 and 7 trying to hang on. At the moment it's just Campbell in lane number 5, keeping him within half a body length's reach.
So Matthew Lowe definitely responded in this second 100 to make sure he's held off Canberra Wilson Moran. So we're approaching the 200 metre turn, and those two have cleared well out from the rest of the pack. So it will be Matthew Lowe, our TSS athlete, who turns through in a 1:59.31. Joining him under the 2-minute mark is Canberra Wilson Moran, with Xavier Purcell sitting in third place, just ahead of a tight battle.
Good bit of swimming down this side of the pool. Lane 8, lane 7, lane 6, going hard for it here. Josh Kahn's working really strong in this third 100.
Yeah, Josh is looking to move up into that third place after sitting 6th at the 200 metre mark. But out in front, it's still Matthew Lowe, who's holding a slight advantage over Canberra Wilson Moran. Those two have cleared out from the rest of the field here, and we'll look to see who can accelerate into this 300 metre turn to give them that head start heading into that final 100.
Come down to this final 300 metre turn here. 3:02.83. The boys are going to have to work hard if they want to break that 4-minute barrier. It's always a tough and a good, strong mark, especially at this point in the season.
So they're at 4:09 in the heats, these two athletes out in front, Matthew Lowe and Canberra Wilson Moran. They're on pace to swim a lot faster than they did in this morning's heat session. Matthew Lowe is not letting Canberra Wilson Moran get in front. Campbell's getting up to his shoulder, then Matthew's responding. Matt's really brought those legs in nice and strongly in this opening 50 of the last 100, and turns that 50 through in a 31.55 to pull out 3/4 of body length on Campbell entering this last 50.
Going to need a big 50 here if they want to break 4 minutes. They look like they're going to shuffle around the 4:02 to 4:03 mark. I know Rich is going to be very proud here. He loves a tough athlete. Loves to see a bit of heart, a bit of ticker. Matthew showing all of that now as he extends that lead over Campbell. To come down to the touch will be 4:05 flat. Followed in by Campbell, 4:07.38. And Oliver in lane 3, 4:10.06.
Some strong swimming there for our boys in the B final of the men's 400 metre freestyle.
Introducing the finalists for event 16, the women's 50 metre butterfly. In lane 0, representing Carlisle swimming team, Zana Dixon. In lane 1, from MLC Aquatic, Alana Torrance. In lane 2, swimming for St Andrews, Chloe Rohagens. In lane 3, representing Japan, Ai Soma. In lane 4, also from Japan, Rikako Aiki. In lane 5, swimming for Carlisle swimming team, Olivia Wunsch. In lane 6, from St Andrews, Mackenzie Burns. In lane 7, representing Terrelgan Swimming Club, Jessica Whiting. In lane 8, swimming for Surrey Park, Nazia Ikosadakis. And in lane 9, representing DVE Aquatic, Rihanna Chen.
So we've got Olympians in the centre of the pool. It is Olivia Wunsch who's getting off to a nice strong start, taking up to Rikako Aiki, who's our butterfly World Championship medalist. But it is Rikako who's really strong in this second 25. She's pulled it clear with Ai Suma and Olivia Wunsch battling for second and third place. But it is Rikako who's going to take out this 50 butterfly in 25.95. Matching that heat swim she did this morning. Isuma in second and Olivia Wunsch in third. So your medalists in the women's 50 metre butterfly, Rikako Aiki in first, Ai Soma in second, and Olivia Wunsch in third place.
Here we are in the B final of the 50 metre butterfly for the women's. Off the block fast was Mana and Mia in the middle of the pool there. Both of them are up stroking really well, but it's on this side of the pool which is looking the best. There coming out in lane 7 is Jessica Wilson, who looks really strong, but now in the middle of the pool coming forward is Mia Yo. Mia Yo has had a really good back 50 and is going to touch first here in this second 50 metre B final. She finishes in 28.13 ahead of Sophie Jacka in 28.28, and then in third place you have Manaz in 28.67.
Introducing the finalists for event 17, the men's 200 metre butterfly. In lane 0, swimming for Malaysia, Kai Jin Tan. In lane 1, representing Western Melbourne Propulsion, James McBride. In lane 2, swimming for Malaysia, Mohammed Duha Zulfikri. In lane 3, from Swimming Metro North East, Joseph Hampson. In lane 4, representing North Albury Swimming Club, Archie Kreutzberger. In lane 5, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Caleb Dreyer. In lane 6, swimming for Malaysia, Lee Hen Go. In lane 7, also from Malaysia, Lee Ji Go. In lane 8, representing Surrey Park Swimming, Tannen Kersedam. And in lane 9, from Swimming Metro North East, Harrison Rothwell.
Up early there is Archie, our fastest qualifier, but great start out in lane number 9 from Harry Rothwell.
So we saw Archie's brother Oscar in the 400 freestyle. So now Archie's getting his chance, our North Albury swimmer. But it is Joseph Hampson who leads through. He was the fastest based on seeds leading into the meet. A nice strong opening 50 there at a 26.54. We saw him go out nice and strong in the heats. We'll see if he can be able to maintain that speed in this second 100 to hold off the charge that Archie put on in this morning.
Really great stroke there from Joey there. He's really got his elbows up nice and high. His shoulders are sitting as the highest point there. Head nice and low. He will take us through the 100 metre mark in 57.42.
That's really good opening speed there from Joseph. Archie trying to hold on to him in this opening 100. We know Archie came home really strongly in the heats this morning. He's looking to make a move here in this third 50, coming up right alongside Joseph 25 metres into this third 50.
I'd really like to see Archie challenge Joseph on the underwaters in this last turn here. See if he can just keep up with him.
So they're going to approach this 150 metre turn together. Really strong 31.3 there from Archie on that third 50s. Brought him into the lead and he pops up and maintains that lead over Joseph off this wall. He's starting to extend here in this final 25 metres. He's out to a half body length lead over Joseph. Now starting to swim really strongly in lane 6 is Go. Go's coming really hard, coming super fast, and he might take Joseph, but will he catch Archie in the last 15 metres? It is all Archie trying to hold on out in front, and he does so on the touch in a 2:03.09. Go gets up for second with Joseph in third.
Heat 2 away now. Great starts from the boys down here in lane 7 and lane 8. Kane and Oscar taking full advantage of the 15. Dimitri there in lane number 5, looking good early, nice and comfortable.
Yeah, definitely action right across the pool here in our B final for our men's 200 metre butterfly. It will be Dimitri who leads through in a 28.14. Head of Eric sitting in second place and Tyler in third. So Dimitri had that early lead and he's holding it through the 75 metre mark, but Eric's coming up right alongside him. So those two cleared out from the rest of the field here in this first 100 of the 200 metre butterfly B final. So go through the 100 metre turn. It is Eric who leads through in a 1:00.24. Dimitri sitting in second place, and now moving into third place is Kane, out in lane 8.
Really enjoying how Eric's taking on this 200 fly here. Sitting up nice and high. We'll see if he can maintain that through this second 100.
So this is the all-important third 50, maintaining that speed, maintaining that rhythm, maintaining that technique. It is Eric who's extended his lead over Dimitri in that third 50. And those two are going to contest this last 50, a neck-and-neck race.
Still really tight though, as you've alluded to. Eric trying to keep his stroke rate up nice and high now. 25 to go though. It is shoulder to shoulder, neck and neck.
Dimitri has now moved back into the lead and he's looking to pull away from Eric in this final 15 metres here in the B final. A really strong last 50 metres from our Western Aquatic Academy swimmer, and Dimitri will take out this B final in a nice 2:09.02. Eric in second and Owen Williams-Polly coming home for third.
Introducing the finalists for event 18, the men's 100 metre butterfly multiclass. In lane 0, representing Wodonga City, David Bale. In lane 1, swimming for Oasis Otters, Andrew Din. In lane 2 from Terrelgan Swimming Club, Lockie Bellion. In lane 3 from ABTO, Bo Matthews. In lane 4, swimming for Caulfield Aquatics, Nicholas Layton. In lane 5, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Cole Pearce. In lane 6 from Melbourne Swimming Club, James Logan. In lane 7 from Oasis Otters, Calvin Tran. And in lane 9, representing Geelong, Bradley Doolan.
Quick start there from Cole. Looking nice and strong. He's already had a few swims this morning in the World Para Swimming Series. But challenging him tonight is Nicky Layton there.
So we know Nicky's the world record holder in the 50-metre event for his classification. He's trying to extend himself into this 100-metre event. Turns through in a 26.17, so not out quite as fast as he was this morning. Let's see if he can come back under that 30-second barrier here in this second 50 to set up a PB swim.
Yeah, Nicky looking really big and strong here, using that 50-metre speed early. So got 15 metres to go, sitting up nice and tall, extending himself all the way to the wall. Underneath the flags now is Nicky Layton to touch. 56.57. Followed in there by Cole Pearce, 59.79. Bo Matthews there with a 101.81.
So Bo and Cole have had busy days at both the Victorian 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships and our World Para Series here at Melbourne Sports and Aquatic Centre. As we've got two athletes left to conclude here in the men's 100-metre butterfly multi-class, with David Bale, our 52-year-old, our most experienced campaigner, touching the wall there in lane 0. And concluding the action is Brady Doolan in lane 9.
Introducing the finalists for event 19, the women's 100-metre butterfly multi-class. In lane 2 from Western Aquatic Academy, Alison Feely. In lane 4, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Meg Conady. In lane 5, swimming for Ballarat Gold, Sarah Howe. In lane 6 from Geelong Swimming Club, Evie Lee. And in lane 7, representing Nunawading, Abigail Garbalini.
We're in the water for the women's 100-metre butterfly multi-class, where we've got 5 of the 6 athletes are all S19 category. In the middle of the pool there, going out flying, is Meg Conheady, who was the favourite heading in after a really strong race this morning. She's got a half a body length on Howe there next to her. So Sarah Howe having a really good race there. But it is Conheady out in front, and she turns in front of Howe.
So with a number of these athletes in that same S19 classification, they know what they need to do. They need to beat their fellow competitor to the wall if they're looking to beat them. We've obviously got Sarah Howe in the S10 category, so she's competing against a different world record, a different point score. So we'll have to see until the results are computed and calculated to see who our winner is.
It is in the pool, Meg well out in front there, ahead of Sarah Howe. Then on the far side over there, you've got Alison Feely sitting in third spot. But I think it'll be a race for third with the other two athletes in Evie Lee and Abigail Garbolini in the race there. But it is a Meg Conhetty who gets to the wall first in 1 minute 13.83. Sarah Howe in 1:18.08 as we've got the race on for third with the other three athletes there. And it looks like that's Alison Feely who will get third spot with a 1:27.84. So we're just going to find out whether it is Meg Conhetty or Sarah Howe who takes the title here.
Introducing the finalists for event 20, the women's 100-metre breaststroke. In lane 0, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Madeline Horvath. In lane 1, also from Nunawading, Riddell Smith. In lane 2, from Swimming Metro North East, Bala Zhang. In lane 3, representing Albury Swim Club, Isabel Ray. In lane 4, also from Albury, Sienna Tui. In lane 5, swimming for Nunawading, Lily Kosh. In lane 6, from MLC Aquatic, Alana Torrance. In lane 7, representing Nunawading, Taya Odell. In lane 8, also from Nunawading, Micah Vree. And in lane 9, swimming for Malaysia, Rushin Tan.
This is one of the races we've all been waiting for at our 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships. Out to a really strong start is Lily Kosh. She's going to be going head-to-head with Sienna Tui. So Sienna's now moved up alongside her and moved into the lead through that 35-metre mark. We've seen these two exchange national age short course world records last year. Let's see how they're going in the long course pool. With Sienna being our 15-year-old, Lily now a 16-year-old. As we turn through at that 50-metre mark, it was Sienna who leads through by just over 0.2 of a second ahead of Lily, and we've now got 35 metres left to swim. Sienna is starting to pull out a slight advantage over Lily as we've got 25 metres left to swim. Sienna is maintaining that nice high tempo as she drives forward. She's pulling out to a 3/4 of a body length lead over Lily Kosh with 10 metres left to swim. We saw Sienna finish third at the Australian Olympic Trials last year, and she's taking out the Victorian title in a 1:07.19. Lily Kosh in a 1:08.48 for second place. Really strong swim from both those swimmers there. So our medal winners in the women's 100 breaststroke. In gold, Sienna Tui. In silver, Lily Kosh. And in bronze, Isabel Ray.
We have now got the B final of the 100-metre women's breaststroke. Fast out there in lane 2 was Taylor Viney, who had a really good start, but it's in the middle of the pool where we're seeing the actions. Faraday is probably leading early on, unlucky not to make the A final. Got Buckley next to her, who is performing really well in the middle of the field there. As we get towards that back half of this first lap, it looks like it's in the middle of the pool is where all the action is here, as we are just about to come up to the wall, and we will get an idea. It is in the middle of the pool there, where Faraday in first, Isabel in a second spot, and then Riley Cardo in third. So that's the middle of the pool in 4, 5 and 6. And as we get to that turn, Faraday had the best of those turns. It's now got out to half a body length there, looking really strong in the middle of the field. Coming back there though, out on the in lane 7, we've got Mathers is looking to have a bit of an impact.
So it is Farida Taha who is going to take out this B final. She's been really strong in that opening 50. She's pulled away from everyone in this second 50. The battle for second is nice and tight with Isabel moving up, but it is all Farida taking out the B final at 1:13.82, ahead of Isabel with Dakota in third.
Introducing the finalists for event 21, the men's 50-metre breaststroke. In lane 0, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Callum Halloran Lavelle. In lane 1, also from Nunawading, Lachlan Chan. In lane 2, swimming for UWA West Coast, Joshua Yong. In lane 3, representing Germany, Lucas Mazarath. In lane 4, from Melbourne Vic Centre, Samuel Williamson. In lane 5, representing Bendigo East, Cameron Jordan. In lane 6, swimming for SOPAC, Matthew Wilson. In lane 7, representing Western Melbourne Propulsion, Calvin Reid. In lane 8, from Caulfield Aquatics, Jacob Nimmo. And in lane 9, also from Caulfield, Tom Sutherland.
Lightning quick to 15 there was Samuel Williamson, though. He is flanked by some really good company there. Matt Wilson there, Josh Yong. But it is Sam Williamson breaking the all-comers record this morning. He's got 3/4 of body length here now as we head down to 5 to go. Will be Sam Williamson. He's dominated this race from start to finish, 26.66. Followed through there by our German competitor, 27.6. Third place going at Cam Jordan, 27.85.
underway here in the B final of the men's 50 breaststroke. We saw an absolute ripper swim there from our world champion Sam Williamson to take out the Victorian title. But it isn't this B final where the action is right across the pool through that 35 metre mark. Nick Stupas is trying to make a bit of a move away from the field in the centre of the pool. He comes underneath the flags just ahead. If he can get the touch right, he will take out this B final in 29.31. So nice strong swims there from Stupas to take out the B final of the men's 50 breaststroke.
Introducing the finalists for event 22, the women's 400 metre individual medley. In lane 0, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Nicole Briscoe. In lane 1, also from Geelong, Zali Snyders. In lane 2, representing Cheltenham Swimming Club, Michaela Larkin. In lane 3, swimming for Norwood, Arabella Barr. In lane 4, representing Melbourne Vic Centre, Tara Kinder. In lane 5 from TSS Aquatic, Taryn Roberts. In lane 6, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Abby Harrington. In lane 7, swimming for Warranui Swim Club, Hannah Abdu. In lane 8, from Surrey Park, Judy Hussein Eamon. And in lane 9, representing Malaysia, Jia Jia Yung.
Underway here in time final of the women's 400 metre individual medley. We have our recently minted Dolphin in the centre of the pool with Tara Kinder leading us away.
Yeah, the favourite heading into this one, probably the other one to look out for is Taryn Roberts, whose time heading into this is just outside a second of Tara Kinder's there. So in the middle of the pool, I think will be the battle.
But it is through the first 50. Abby Harrington from Nunawading, who leads through just ahead of Tara. Tara used those underwaters to pop up in the lead and is looking to extend here in this second 50 of our butterfly.
Yeah, she's looking to get into the middle of her routine there, and it looks like next to her, Taryn Roberts is starting to come up into second spot. So the two of who were the favourites heading in are starting to get a bit of a gap on the field, and also make it still up there is Abby Harrington, who is sitting in third spot as we're about to come into the wall for the second 100 metres.
So Tara leads through in a 105.28, and again works those underwater works to extend over Taryn through that underwater phase into our backstroke, with Abby Harrington remaining in third place after being the early leader in that first 25 of butterfly.
And do you think it's her experience being part of that Australian squad and all of that helping with that underwater skill to get her that lead?
So over the years, Tara's always continued to develop her underwater skills. It's something that she's been very strong at. She's obviously always been practicing in training, and she's continued to show that skill here as she turns through at the 50 metre mark of our backstroke leg, and even in this 400 metre individual medley, popping up at that 8 metre mark underwater off the wall.
There's more than a body length in front there from Taryn Roberts in second spot. And then out in lane 2, sitting in third, is Michaela Larkin, who had a really good first 50 in the backstroke.
Yeah, so Michaela Larkin is a good, strong backstroke swimmer, so it's no surprise to see her moving through here in this backstroke leg. So Tara Kinder probably is on her weakest of the 4 legs at the moment, and she's about to transition into her strongest stroke, which is breaststroke. So she leads through at the 200 and 221.52. Michaela Larkin has moved into second place in that backstroke leg, and Taryn Roberts is into third now.
And yet again, we look at Tara's turn there, able to extend her lead out there, and you're really using her strength to her advantage, and is now probably out by 3.5 body lengths.
So expect to see some position changes behind Tara as the stronger breaststrokers make their way through the field. But Tara is just going to continue to pull away from the rest of the field here. She did represent Australia at those World Short Course Championships in the medley events, but also in the breaststroke events. So she's a really strong breaststroker representing Australia at the international level, and she's got it on full display here, out to almost a 10-metre lead over Taryn through that first 50 of breaststroke.
Yeah, Michaela slipping back to third after having that really strong backstroke lead. And looking fourth place, Abby Harrington in fourth, and then you've got Hannah Adu in fifth spot.
So Tara's doing a really good job of maintaining good length here in this last 25 of the breaststroke before she moves on to the freestyle leg. She's driving off her legs, staying long, tall, tight, as she turns through the 300-metre mark in 3:47.7, under 40 seconds on that second 50 of breaststroke, and she's got a 7-second lead over Taryn.
She came in with a 4:46 time, so she needs to under 1:06 to get ahead of that time.
Yeah, so she's definitely on to swim somewhere around that entry time if she can really apply the pressure here in this freestyle leg. She's trying to bring those legs in this first 50 of freestyle. She's keeping that stroke nice and long and trying to hold a good high stroke rate. As she moves us through the 350-metre turn, she was 33.9 on that opening 50. Let's see what she's got left in those legs as she really tries to bring them in off this final wall.
As we see Roberts just turn in third there, and Roberts in second, Larkin in third. So those top three are still there as we get to the last 25 metres there. Looks like Tara has increased her stroke and her kick beat as she tries to get into that wall to get ahead of her seeded time, which was 4:46, and she's going to get in at 4:46.02, so she beats that by 0.17, so a very good swim there from her.
Yeah, really strong swim there from Tara to take out the title. Taryn touching in second place. A really strong breaststroke leg from Michaela Larkin set up her third place finish there, as the minor places all battling into the wall here in time final number 2. So we'll compare those time finals from the swimmers this morning, and we'll have your medalist shortly.
Introducing the finalists for event 23, the men's 50-metre breaststroke multiclass. In lane 1, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Bradley Doolan. In lane 2, swimming for Oasis Otters, Calvin Tran. In lane 3, representing Terralgan, Lockie Ballion. In lane 4, from Grace, Thomas Voigt. In lane 5, representing Oasis Otters, Andrew Din. In lane 6, swimming for Yarra Plenty Waves, Cooper Harrington. In lane 7, from Geelong Swimming Club, Ryan McGrain. And in lane 8, representing Danvers Swimming Club, Jonty Howland.
Where we go, 50-metre breaststroke, great start there in lane number 4. Tommy Vaught going strong, up nice and tall, reaching out. Lane number 5 trying to go with him, as is the boys in lane 2 and 3. Andrews trying to claw that lead back away from Thomas. Under the flags now, it is still Thomas. Andrew doing his best to challenge him, but it will be Thomas. 38.41. 39.06 for Andrew and 39.97 for Lockie.
Introducing the finalists for event 24, the women's 50-metre breaststroke multi-class. In lane 1, swimming for Flyers, Kira Warwick. In lane 2, representing Nunawading, Abigail Garbellini. In lane 3, from MLC Aquatic, Ruby Halliday. In lane 5, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Meg Conedy. In lane 6, also from Geelong, Evie Lee. In lane 7, swimming for Western Melbourne Propulsion, Scarlett Morgan. And in lane 8, from Ivanhoe Swim, Maddie Fox.
We're now in the pool for the 50-metre breaststroke multi-class event here. The fastest qualifier out there in Grace Ryder didn't take her spot in the field. So expect Meg Conedy, who has already had a really good race not long before, to have a really good performance. She has started well. She's half a body length out in front, probably close to a body length now. Then over on the other side, you have Ruby Halliday having a really good performance there in a second spot. Then in third next to her is Abigail Garbellini. So the three of them are out there. It is a very big win for Meg Conedy, who has touched first for the second time tonight. She'll have to wait and see whether that's enough to get the win, being a multi-class event. Touching in second is Ruby Halliday, and then in third is Abigail Garbellini. As we see the final swimmers now touching in.
Introducing the finalists for event 25, the women's 100-metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Albury Swim Club, Mackenzie House. In lane 1, from Swimming Metro North East, Ballet Zhang. In lane 2, representing Ireland, Victoria Catterson. In lane 3, swimming for Japan, Rekako Aiki. In lane 4, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Olivia Wunsch. In lane 5, representing Phoenix Swim Club, Inez Miller. In lane 6, swimming for Nunawading, Alicia Clark. In lane 7, also from Nunawading, Semra Olawanyi. In lane 8, from St Andrews, Chloe Rowe-Hagans. And in lane 9, representing Surrey Park, Nazia Iko-Sadakis.
Underway here in the final, the women's 100-metre freestyle. We've got 3 Olympians from 3 different countries in lane 2, 3 and 4, and it is our Australian Olympian Olivia Wunsch who's leading through that first 25 metres, swimming nice and strongly. Also down in lane 8 is Chloe.
Yeah, Wunsch looking really nice out there as we head into the back half of this first lap. Probably more than a half a body length in front of the others there. A really good turn as she turns in front there. Sitting in second spot is Inez Miller, and then in third is Bella Zhang.
But it is all Olivia Wunsch out in front, out in that 26.09, so out nice and fast. She's maintaining that tempo. Those legs are going nice and strong. She's pulled away from the rest of the field, looks in control of this final. The battle for second is starting to go to Inez Miller in lane 5, but it is all Olivia Wunsch in a nice time of 54.16. Inez Miller in second place, and Rikako Inki in third place for Japan. So Olivia Wunsch is our gold medalist, Inez Miller our silver medalist, and Rikako Iki our bronze.
In the second heat of this women's 100-metre freestyle, fast off the blocks there was Melissa Sharp in lane 6. A really good start, but now it's in the middle 2 lanes there that have taken control. Arabella Tomlinson and Mackenzie Burns are looking the best out there. It's Burns who has now got a slight lead in heading into the 50-metre mark over Tomlinson.
So it will be Arabella Tomlinson who just gets her feet on the wall through in a 27.93. Mackenzie Burns in second and Manna Mafu's in third. So it is still Arabella Tomlinson who's just holding on to that lead, but now Mackenzie Burns has moved up alongside her and gone past her with 15 metres left to swim.
Yeah, we've got 3 of them across the middle of the pool there looking to take it out. It is Burns who looks slightly ahead as we come underneath the flags there, and it's going to be Mackenzie Burns who gets the win there in 58.24 ahead of Arabella Tomlinson in 58.36, and in third Manu Mafusa in 58.62.
Introducing the finalists for event 26, the men's 100-metre freestyle. In lane 0, swimming for Malaysia, Yin Shun Lim. In lane 1, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Campbell Wilson Moran. In lane 2, from Western Melbourne Propulsion, Lockie Jacket Simpson. In lane 3, representing Nunawading, Xander Coates. In lane 4 from Tiger Shark Swimming Club, Cameron Bladen. In lane 5 from TSS Aquatic, Max Giuliani. In lane 6 swimming for St Andrews, Jezzy Gorman. In lane 7 from Swimming Metro Northeast, Gabriel Gorgeous. In lane 8 swimming for Malaysia, Ho Yan Q. And in lane 9 representing St Andrews, Jack Carr.
Power start there by Max Giuliani in lane number 5. The boys are very even though. No one's really taking charge.
Counting in that 800 metre freestyle event 29 down onto pool deck, please. Lap counters for the 800 freestyle. Thank you.
So through this first 50, it is going to be a nice tight race, but it will be Gabriella who leads through at that 50 metre mark. How many of our boys can challenge that 50 second barrier here in this last 25?
Going to have to work hard on the way home here. It's going to be tight swimming in the middle of the pool though. Cam Bladen, Max Giuliani going for it here. Will be Max though. He's pushing towards the wall. Head down. 49.81. It will be Max Giuliani. Followed there by Gabrielle, 50.28. And third going to Cam Bladen, 50.3. Even starts across the board. Boys down the bottom of the pool, lane 9 and lane 8 going strong, challenging those boys in the middle.
So just like the A final, it's really tight here in the B final, but it is in lane 4. Harry, who's going to lead us through this first 50. So Harry leads through the first 50. Toby McComish is coming nice and strong there in lane 3 as well.
How good's this? A good little race in the middle of the pool. Toby working hard to catch up there. Harry holding on tight. Kaylin coming strong as we head to the wall. 50.84 will be Harry. Followed through 51.33 by Callan, and Toby finishing third there, 51.38.
Introducing the finalists for event 27, the women's 200 metre backstroke. In lane 0, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Jessica Wilson. In lane 1, from Warranewey Swim Club, Bridie Quayle. In lane 2, representing Nunawading, Abby Carney. In lane 3, swimming for Melbourne Vic Centre, Tara Kinder. In lane 4, from Highlanders, Iona Anderson. In lane 5, swimming for Surrey Park, Alana Banks. In lane 6, from Melbourne Swimming Club, Emily Kearns. In lane 7, swimming for Ireland, Victoria Catterson. In lane 8, representing Cheltenham, Michaela Larkin. And in lane 9, swimming for Norwood, Clara Carocci.
We're underway in the women's 200 metres backstroke, and in the middle of the pool there, coming up nice and strong, was Iona Anderson, one of 2 Olympians in this field, looking really strong out in front, already probably a body length ahead of the swimmer next to her in Alana Banks. So a dominant display by Anderson, brilliant off the blocks. Looking out in number lane 0, Jessica Wilson also started really well.
Yeah, so Iona Anderson was Australian Olympian in the 100-metre backstroke in Paris. Really working those underwaters nicely. Out in that a fast first 50 of 30.64, pulled away from the rest of the field, which are battling for second place. Currently it is Jessica Wilson, just ahead of Abby Carney, and also Alana Banks. So the battle for the minor medals is right across the pool, but Iona Anderson from Western Australia is in control here as we approach the 100-metre turn.
Yeah, she turns in front there with a decent lead on the next swimmer of more than 2 seconds, and it's Alana Banks in second, Jessica Wilson out in third. And we've got 2 swimmers in this race who just competed in the 400 IM in Tara Kinder and Michaela Larkin, both struggling a little bit. I think that race has taken the toll on them so far.
Yes, 400-metre individual medleys heard at the best of times, and then backing it up with another 200 backstroke is pretty tough, but it is all Iona Anderson out in front here, looking smooth, looking relaxed, looking in control of this 200-metre backstroke final.
It is, and you've got Jessica Wilson still out there in lane 0 looking really good, but it is Alana Banks in a second spot as we make the turn at the 150-metre mark, and it is Anderson well and truly in front, in control of this race.
So Iona Anderson has 25 metres left to swim here in the final of the 200-metre backstroke. Alana Banks is now in clear second place, and a nice strong last 50 as expected from Abby Carney is moving her into the bronze medal position. But it is all Iona Anderson in lane 4 in the centre of the pool and takes out this 200-metre backstroke in a 2:13.22. Alana Banks in second place with Abby taking the bronze.
We are now up and stroking in the second of the 200-metre women's backstroke finals. It's in the middle of the pool that started really well was Kira Jeffs with a really strong start. In the middle there, you've also got Jeffs is leading the way ahead of Jessie Steinman. So it's the two in the middle as Jeffs can extend her lead a little bit there as we are coming in, approaching the last 10 metres of that first lap.
So it is Kira Jeffs who leads through in a 32.26 ahead of Lara Menzies, and in third place Jessie Steinem. So nice strong opening 50 by Kira. She's holding on to that lead she established in that opening 50, looking relaxed here in the B final of the women's 200-metre backstroke, and is out to a three-quarter body length lead over Lara Menzies in lane 2.
We've got Annabelle Scott in lane 8 starting to make her move through the pack as well. But as you mentioned, it is Jeffs well and truly in front there, and she'll turn at the 100-metre mark with more than a second lead over Laura Menzies. And then in third place was Jessie Steinman. And it looks like the Jeffs has extended her lead coming out of the turn, heading into the third 50.
So Kira Jeffs continues to lead. Jessie Steinman is starting to make a move into second place here. She's up to stroke rate, and she has moved into second place down this third 50. So the swimmer from Geelong is making a bit of a move here in this third 50. But Kira Jeffs from Yarra Plenty Waves is well out in front here in the B final of the women's 200-metre backstroke.
Is as she turns and heads in to the final 50 with more than a three body length lead heading into this last lap. Coming out in second place is Laura Menzies, and then third is Jessie Stein. Stein had one of the faster times coming in, so expect her to come home strong, but it's all Kira Jeffs out in front. She's looking to beat her time of this morning, which was a 2:23, so she's currently at a 2:07. In second place out there is Menzies, and then sitting in third is Cara Walsh, who's had a really good back 50, but we're going to see Kira Jeffs take out the win there with a 2:19.54. Coming in a second was Laura Menzies, and then third Kira Walsh.
Introducing the finalists for event 28, the men's 50-metre backstroke. In lane 0, representing MLC Aquatic, James Luina. In lane 1, swimming for Nunawading, Callum Halloran Lavelle. In lane 2, from Carlisle Swimming Team, Marius Bowl. In lane 3, swimming for Surrey Park, Anthony Basunas. In lane 4, representing Korea, Juho Lee. In lane 5, from Nunawading Swimming Club, Will Sharp. In lane 6, swimming for Cheltenham, Akalanka Perez. In lane 7, from St Andrews, Benjamin Hans. In lane 8, representing Caulfield Aquatics, Xavier Purcell. And in lane 9, swimming for Highlanders, Thomas Proughton.
underway here in the final of the men's 50 backstroke at our Victorian state titles. And a really strong start in lane 6 by Akalanka, who leads through the first 15 metres, but now making his way through is Juhu Lee in lane 4. Juhu holds that lead with 15 metres left to swim. Also swimming really strongly out in lane 1 is Callum Halvan Lavelle. Callum's holding on to that slight lead as they go underneath the flags, but just misses the touch, and it does to go to Juhu Lee in first in 25.90. Callum Halvan Lavelle in second, and Will Sharp in third.
And away we go, B final. Here we are. Up and racing is early. The visitors in lane number 4. Challenging him is Lockie Jacket Smith there. Lane number 3 also Adam Graham. Tight racing here with 10 to go. Anybody's race still. Who's going to emerge as we head under the flags? One final push and a lunge to the wall. 27.01, that is our visitor Ho Yuan. In second place there's Lockie, 27.12. Also in second place, 27.12 is Adam in lane number 3. So a good dead heat there for second.
Introducing the finalists for event 29, the women's 800 metre freestyle. In lane 0, representing Nunawading Swimming Club, Dakota Mathers. In lane 1, from Cheltenham Swimming Club, Madison Brand. In lane 2, swimming for Nunawading, Lucy Doyle. In lane 3, from Melbourne Swimming Club, Madison Cooper. In lane 4, representing MLC Aquatic, Mackenzie Hunter. In lane 5, swimming for Norwood, Arabella Barr. In lane 6, from Surrey Park, Brianna Burgess. In lane 7, representing Melbourne Swimming Club, Catherine Boyle. In lane 8, swimming for Yarra Plenty Waves, Taylor Watson. And in lane 9, representing Ivanhoe Swim, Emerson Hoggan.
So underway here in the timed final number 1 of our women's 800 metre freestyle. We had time final number 2 during this morning's heat session. They posted the time to beat, and we're now on to time final number 2 with a nice even start across the field, with Taylor Watson in lane 8 looking to try and have the lead at this opening 50.
And it's Dakota Mathers over in lane 0 that ended up taking the lead heading into that first turn. Madison Brand was second with Lucy Doyle third. So the 3 far lanes were the ones that got the touch on the wall for that first lap. But as you mentioned, Taylor Watson looking really good over on this side.
As we get going, I reckon Mackie Hunter's had an unreal summer. She was heavily featured there at the Victorian Open Water Championships. She's such a fixture in women's distance swimming here in Victoria. So as we start to build through this race, I think the girls are going to have to challenge her, and we can see that on the outside in lane 8 here. Taylor Watson leading us through 104.04. She's taken the challenge to the girls up there on the far side who took that first 50 out.
Yeah, so just prior to the 2025 Mattioli Victorian Age Long Course Championships that were held in December, Mackenzie Hunter was part of the Swimming Australia distance camp that took place in Canberra. So she gained a little bit of experience there at that Australian camp, came back, performed really well at the age titles, and then into the open water, and then across in Perth at the Australian Open Water Championships, taking home a couple of medals. But it is Taylor Watson who's leading through the 150 metre mark. Mackenzie Hunter is keeping her in sight, sitting in second place, with Dakota Mathers, our early leader, over in lane 0, maintaining her hold of third.
Watson will head into the turn now and turn first in a 2:12.17 ahead of Mackenzie Hunter in a 2:13.05. The question is going to be, can Taylor Watson continue this momentum? Had the third slowest seed time at a 9:18 coming into this event.
She's looking good early so far. The 800 has kind of changed over the years and the way it's raced. It's certainly evolved as swimmers have gotten bigger and stronger and faster and smarter in their training approach. The 800 has become a little bit more of that middle distance sprint. Still a little bit of pacing, but you're kind of looking to stay nice and even across the board there. 34.32 is a 50 metre split there as she turns into 2:46.49.
So both Mackenzie Hunter and Dakota Mathers made up a little bit of ground there on that 50. They were out of post 33.7s. So just making up a little bit of ground, and Taylor Watson there as we work our way towards that 300 metre turn as all those 3 athletes across the pool together. They've pulled a body length clear of the rest of the field at this 300 metre mark. That was our early leader, Taylor Watson, who's not giving up though. She's maintaining that place just ahead of Mackenzie Hunter.
Yeah, she's swam a bit faster at that 50 to keep that lead and keep ahead of the other 2 in Hunter and Mathers, who were looking to follow. And it's the next generation out there. The oldest in the field is a 20-year-old at Madison Cooper.
And as you alluded to, those 50 staying nice and even, and that's a great example of distance swimming. Comfortable in your pace. We're 300 metres into the race, heading down to the 350 metre turn. So we're about to head through the halfway mark. Now you've got to start to make some moves.
And it is Mackenzie Hunter who's now moved into the lead. Here as we approach the halfway mark, she's moved just ahead of Taylor Watson. Dakota Mathers is going with her, has moved up alongside her with 25 metres left to swim in this opening half of the race.
So strategically, this race will change a little bit. It won't necessarily be the times changing as we go through each 200. It will just be a sense of effort building through this race to maintain those 50 metre splits. As we can see, the girls there have been rocking around at 34.2s to 34.5s.
So it is Mackenzie Hunter who leads through at that 400 metre turn. Dakota Mathers is going with her, and now Taylor Watson is trying to fight to hold on. So we saw Taylor getting out nice and strongly in that first 400, setting herself up. Now Mackenzie, with her distance background, and Dakota are making their way through.
They've still got a lot of work to do though. Turning in 4:30 around the 400 metre mark. They're on track to maybe break the 9-minute barrier. Mackie with an entry time of 8:53. She's got a lot of work to even break 9 minutes now, so the girls are going to have to pick it up. We'll see some very enthusiastic coaches on the sidelines there.
And you mentioned Hunter, who does have an under 9-minute entry time there. You've got Dakota Mathers is a 9:21 and a Taylor Watson a 9:18. So a big difference in their seeded times coming into this event.
So all our athletes just a little bit slower on that 50 there. So as we move into this third quarter of the race, it's really important to see if they can maintain those 50s, get them back into that 34-second range as we approach this final 200. So we are in this all-important third quarter of this 800. Dakota Mathers is coming right up alongside Mackenzie Hunter as they make their way through the 550-metre turn together. So Dakota did respond there, 33.9 on that 50, so really picked up that pace nice and strong.
They must be able to hear the commentary. I did notice that as they headed into the wall there. Both of them lifted a little bit more in their intensity. The kickers started to progress. The stroke rate has come up. The two girls there in lane 0 and lane 4, they won't really see too much of one another. They will have an inkling that they're out there swimming fast.
And we've got Lucy Doyle in 4th spot coming up on Taylor Watson. She had a really good 50 heading into that one, and there's not much between them in 3rd and 4th now.
So there hasn't been more than a stroke and a half between Mackenzie Hunter and Dakota Mathers throughout this 800 as we've moved through the 600-metre mark. So Dakota in lane 0. As she swims down the pool, she's breathing towards Mackenzie Hunter on the way back. She's got those coaches egging her on there in lane 0. Mackenzie's keeping an eye on her in the centre of the pool as they make their way through this 650-metre turn. It is Mackenzie Hunter who's now out to almost half a second lead over Dakota Mathers.
They've wound up really well there, the girls. This last 200, they've really got to get going now. It's now or never. You can't leave it too late. You don't want to drop the hammer and have that energy be sucked out of you. You want that nice slow progression, that build now. 100 metres to go. So we approach this wall.
So Mackenzie is going to get the bell first. Turning through in a 7:55.7. Almost out to 3/4 of the second lead over Dakota Mathers. And our early leader, Taylor Watson, holding on to 3rd place just ahead of Lucy Doyle. So the race is on in this last 100 for our state title and the battle for bronze.
As Hunter looks like she's extended her lead a little bit, but Mathers is still keeping her on her toes as Hunter goes in to take that final turn at an 8:29.34. She's a second, 1.2 seconds now ahead of Dakota Matheson, so she seems to have got the jump there. Taylor Watson still hanging on to 3rd, just ahead of Lucy Doyle with only 0.15 between them.
Mackie Hunter dropped the hammer there, split underneath the 34-second mark, and she's continued to move through now. Body length ahead of Dakota out on the outside there. It is Mackie. She's wound up really well to finish strong. Here she comes into the wall now. 9:01.68. 9:04.28 for Dakota. An unreal swim there. And Taylor Watson, a 9:08.27. Again, those girls on the outside, massive swims from them. But Mackie Hunter, she reigns supreme again.
Absolutely great racing there in our women's 800-metre freestyle from the entire field there.
Introducing the finalists for event 30, the men's 400 metre freestyle multiclass. In lane 1, swimming for Wodonga City, David Bale. In lane 2, representing Oasis Otters, Andrew Din. Lane 3, also from Oasis Otters, Calvin Tran. In lane 4, from Melbourne Swimming Club, James Logan. In lane 5, representing Terralgan Swimming Club, Lockie Bellion. In lane 6, from Yarra Plenty Waves, Cooper Harrington. In lane 7, swimming for Geelong, Ryan McGrain. And in lane 8, from OTTWN, Rawiri Tristram Brown.
As we're underway here in the men's 400 metre freestyle multi-class event. Fast off the blocks there was Calvin Tran in lane 3. As we look, it's going to be an interesting one. We've got, I think it was 3 S14 category swimmers, so they're ones that we can see how they sort of go against each other. But then we've got another of different categories, so it'll be until we get the final results, we sort of won't know how this race plays out.
We've got across the range here from ages and different classifications. So our youngest athlete here is Cooper Harrington, swimming out of lane 6, and he's turned through in a 35.27. And our most experienced athlete at these championships is David Bale from Wodonga City, who is north of 50. And he's swimming out of lane 1 here.
The beauty of swimming, isn't it?
I was going to say, and his second race for tonight as well. So not just once, getting back out there and doing a 400 metres.
So through the first 100, it will be James Logan who leads us through. Our S15 athlete from the Melbourne Swimming Club. He leads ahead of Kelvin Tran and Lockie Bellion. So we know these athletes have been backing up race after race already tonight. We saw a number of them do the same thing at our 2025 Mattioli Victorian Age Long Course Championships in December. We've now added some of our more senior athletes here at our Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships. And it is James Logan who leads through. A reminder that, again, we're not necessarily about first to the wall here. Each of these athletes has their classification and they're competing against their own classification's world record. At the end of their race, their time can be converted into a point score, and then the highest point score is the winner.
James looking really good though. 2:26.14. He leads the field still.
I was going to say that battle between second and third between Calvin Tran and Lockie Bellion is a really interesting one. Both the same category as well. So going head to head there, and they had had different times coming in. Bellion was 4:58. You had Calvin Tran at a 5:12. So Tran's doing a really good job to be sitting just ahead of him in seconds.
Yeah, the boys looking at one another as they head down the pool now, eye to eye.
So it will be James Logan who leads through that 250 metre turn. He's holding his 50s under that 40-second barrier. Lockie's now moved into second place ahead of Kelvin in this all-important third 100 here in the 400 freestyle multi-class.
Lockie's now getting a little bit of a gap on Calvin and trying to make his move on James Logan. Seems to have closed the gap a little bit, but there's still a body length between first and second.
So leading into this final 100, definitely James Logan has some challenges on both sides, and we'll see if our young Lockie Bellion can move up alongside him in this final 100. Lockie's really brought those legs in, our athlete from Traralgon, and he tries to chase down James Logan in this final 100.
Yeah, good move from Lockie there. Clear intentions to hit that 300-metre wall and go for broke now. He's wound up really good. He's pulled up alongside James here.
I'll be interested to see if James can respond now that he's been able to see him. So really strong, 36.30.50 there from Lockie's to move him into the lead. James got the better of the turn, so he's popped up back in the lead, and he's trying to hold off Lockie as Lockie fights back up alongside him here with 25 metres left to swim.
Great execution from Lockie here. Clear race plan to get up and go. Just breathing away from James here as James picks it up. 15 metres to go, 10 to go now as we head under the flags. James has just edged this one. Just clawed it back. Touch there and 4:57.55. Lockie with an unreal swim. Under 5 minutes there, 4:58.53.
And under his personal best time there. So well done for Lockie. Kelvin touching the wall in third. Head of his Aces Otters teammate Andrew in fourth into the wall. Cooper Harrington, our youngest athlete in the field, coming into touch in fifth. As we've got Ryan and David battling down this final 50 here. These are our two most experienced athletes in the field. Both over 30 years of age, but it does look like the extra experience of David. He's going to be able to get his hand on the wall before Ryan as they've got 15 metres left to swim here in the final, the men's 400-metre freestyle multi-class. And there's Ryan, who comes into touch now to conclude the action of the men's 400 freestyle multi-class.
Introducing the finalists for event 31, the women's 400-metre freestyle multi-class. In lane 1, representing Western Aquatic Academy, Alison Feely. In lane 2, swimming for Helensvale, Caitlin Hayes. In lane 3, representing Geelong Swimming Club, Evie Lee. In lane 4, from Engadine Swimming Club, Michelle Forwer. In lane 5, swimming for Ballarat Gold, Sarah Howe. And in lane 8, representing Sale Swimming Club, Mackenzie Gibbs.
It is now the women's turn in the 400-metre freestyle multi-class event. Only 6 swimmers in this one. Were scheduled to have 8, but we've just got the 6 out there, including a 12-year-old in Mackenzie Gibbs. So a very young field here with 20, the oldest of these athletes. And it's the middle 2 lanes out there of 4 and Howe, who have started really strong. We saw Howe earlier today has had a good performance, and she looks slightly ahead coming into this first turn.
So both Michelle and Sarah are our S10 athletes. So they get to have a bit more of a head-to-head race here, and they're doing that down this opening 100. So they've gone out together in this first 50. And this second 50, they're matching it stroke for stroke. So they know that they're having a race sort of to themselves here against each other. Whoever gets their hand on the wall first will be the winner out of those 2. And Sarah Howe from Ballarat Gold is just ahead of Michelle, the visitor. As they turn through that 100-metre turn, it will be Sarah in a 1:12.16 who leads through. Michelle in second, and Evie Lee, our athlete from Geelong, sitting in third place.
Interesting, a 12-second seeded time difference between Sarah Howe and Michelle Fowler. So for Howe to be sticking with Sarah so early on, it's been a very strong performance by her.
Also great to see our younger athletes. I'm sure they're a bit excited to see the World Para swimming earlier this evening. Got a 13-year-old out there, Alison, in lane number 1. Evie's only 14, and Mackenzie Gibbs out here in lane number 8 is only 12 years of age.
So they would have got that experience of watching some of their idols earlier today, and then getting the chance to jump into the pool here at the 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships and try and replicate their idols.
We've got the 2 in the middle there. Michelle slightly ahead of Sarah, but Sarah has a really good entrance into the turn as she looks to come up on her opposition as we get to the turn, and it is Michelle just ahead of Sarah Howe. Coming up in third place is Evie Lee, and then we've got a really good battle between Caitlin Hayes and Alison Feely on that far side of the pool.
So our S10 athletes, Michelle and Sarah, going head-to-head into this second half of the race. Michelle's just starting to try and gain about 5 centimetres over Sarah, and every single stroke just pull out that little bit of advantage. Keep that tempo up nice and high in this third 50. As she turns through that 250-metre mark, she gained 0.26 of a second there in that 50.
Really enjoying the way Michelle is swimming here. Really strong momentum. Just the arms are ticking over at a really nice rate for her. She looks well on top of it.
She seems to be taking control of the race now in this, the 100 metres. She's got a little bit of a gap on Sarah, and now comes into the turn at 3:46.30 with 100 metres to go. She's now more than a second ahead of Sarah Howe in second.
Yeah, she looks like she's built her race really well, and she started to switch on and really progress through the gears now. Sarah Howe not going away though.
No, definitely Sarah saw that Michelle was creeping away from her in that third 100 and is really trying to respond here. Keep it within a body length and then see if she can make a bit of an attack on this final 50. So with 50 metres to go here in our women's 400-metre freestyle multi-class at our Victorian Open Championships, it is Michelle who leads through, but Sarah made up almost half a second on that 50. Will she be able to continue to make some ground here in this final 25, or will Michelle hold on?
I think Michelle got the better turn there, but Sarah is coming hard at her as we get into this last 25 metres. Sarah's coming hard. She's on the left-hand, both are on the left-hand side of their lanes, and you've got Michelle unaware that Sarah is coming at her, so it's going to come down to the wall. Looks like Michelle is just going to do enough just to hold off Sarah, and she does that with just under a second to spare. So it was Michelle Fowler in first at 5:02.88, Sarah Howe at 5:03.82. Her entry time was a 5:11, so a really good swim by her to break that. Now we've got Evie Lee coming in third spot at a 5:22.14. She came in at 5:17, so not far from her time, as we've got a battle on that far side between Alison Feely and Caitlin Hayes. It looks like it's Alison Feely who is just ahead there as they come into the moments, and we've still got Mackenzie Gibbs coming in lane 8 as Alison Feely touches the wall at a 5:45, so that's 9 seconds better than what her entry time was there. So we're just waiting for Mackenzie Gibbs to finish her final lap there, looking to try and get under that 6-minute mark. I think she will just miss it, but a really good swim by her anyway.
Yeah, our 12-year-old, our youngest athlete in the field from Sale Swimming Club, is coming underneath the flag to conclude the action in the women's 400-metre freestyle multi-class. So we are underway here in the final men's event of the evening. The 400-metre medley relay. Our time final number 1 is in the water, and off to a really strong start in lane 8 is Metro Northeast from New South Wales. They lead through this opening 50. And it is the B team that is leading ahead of the A team. Nice fast 28.0 in that opening 50. The B team sitting in second with M1 in third.
Looking good here, Metro Northeast, the Sydney crew. Lane 8 and 7 obviously didn't have an entry time, so looking to post some solid swims here. The travelling visitors from Sydney.
And their backstrokers are setting themselves up here now, so our breaststrokers are taking over, but it is Metro Northeast B team who lead ahead of Metro Northeast A team, with M1 holding down third place.
Unreal exchange there. Great start from the swimmer in lane number 8. But his teammate lane number 7 doing a good job to keep pace with him.
It does look like the Metro Northeast A breaststroker is starting to make ground on his B teammate here in this opening 50 of the breaststroke leg of our medley relay.
Still got a body length ahead though. He's lane 8, the B team.
Out nice and fast that A team in a 29.8 opening 50.
Great pull out. Really, really strong pull out there.
And we've still got the M1 team leading the rest of the pack on that other side of the pool there. Melbourne in 4th and Melton in 6th.
So the Metro Northeast teams are sitting side by side as we approach the 200-metre exchange. We go moving from our breaststroke into our butterfly.
So good. So good.
So it was the A team who touched first, but the B team hit the water first, and the A team emerged in the lead. So lots of action happening on that changeover.
Sitting up nice and tall is the swimmer there in lane number 7 from Metro Northwest. Working hard though over in lane number 3 is M1. Stack of ground to make up though.
Put more than a second on his teammate there, so that was a brilliant first lap of the butterfly for Metro Northeast 1 to take control of this race, and now looking nearly a body length on his clubmate there in North Metro East B.
So Metro Northeast A team will lead into the freestyle leg. A body length clear of Metro Northeast B. They've cleared out from the rest of the field. M1 still leads ahead of Melbourne and Melton behind them. But it is the battle between Metro Northeast A and Metro Northeast B who are going to contend for the victory here in this opening heat of the men's medley relay.
And Melbourne coming up in just about into third spot there, so they're coming home fast and putting the pressure back on that M1 team.
Yeah, Melbourne in lane number 4 have overtaken the M1 team here, but it is well out in front. Metro Northeast in lane number 7 took over in the butterfly, extended that lead here through the freestyle, and now pushed it out to about 3 body lengths. So we head down under the flags. Finish up here will be Metro Northeast A 3:50.35, taking us through this first heat of 2.
Yeah, strong time there from Metro Northeast A. They'll be sitting in the hot seat as Melbourne come into third ahead of M1 in this opening heat.
Start by Sharpie there and Nunawading, but up and pushing the mark is the MLC squad. A good reaction from the technical official. He'll be looking closely at that one as we head down this first 50. Good mix of MLC, Nunawading, Caulfield, the big teams here in Victoria going strong early.
We know all these clubs love the relays, and this is the last male heat of the evening. So they'll be looking to take some pride home with the state title here in this medley relay. And it is Nunawading who are out to the lead here in this backstroke leg. They're pulled out to almost a body length lead over the rest of the field. A really strong swim here from Will Sharp, our 22-year-old athlete from Nunawading. He's over a body length clear of the rest of the field and coming in an impressive time of 56.29. Caulfield in second and MLC Aquatic in third.
Pretty dominant first leg there from Will Sharp. Giving Nunawading a huge advantage here as we head into the breaststroke leg. Look out here from Propulsion. Swimming really fast there. That is Calvin Reed.
So we saw Calvin earlier in the 50 breaststroke final, so we know he's got that speed. He went under that 28-second barrier at state sprints earlier in January, so he's looking to try and make a move here. But it is Nunawading who lead ahead of Caulfield, with Malaysia sitting in third place.
Yeah, Nunawading still doing a really solid job. No one's really been able to claw back at their lead here. Although Caulfield is pushed out ahead of the rest of the pack there. There's a clear 1, 2, and a 3 and a 4 there. So we change over now. Still Nunawading, Caulfield in second, third and fourth together.
As we've seen, Nunawading look like they've extended that lead coming in early into this butterfly stroke. A much faster heat coming in all the time suggested it was going to be under a 4-minute time for most of these teams, and they're proving early on that it's likely to be the case.
So Callum Holler and Lavelle leading for Nunawading here in this butterfly leg. So he's held on to his lead out a nice 24-second split, and that's opening 50. Caulfield sitting in second, Malaysia in third. But it is all Nunawading here. Will Sharp set them up in that backstroke leg. They've held it through the breaststroke. Callum's holding on to that strong lead they've established in this butterfly as we're about to move into our freestyle legs with Xander Coates on the blocks.
And away he goes, really solid lead. Campbell Wilson Moran's got a lot of work to do. Those teams, Propulsion and Malaysia, not going away either.
So it is Nunawading all out in front by themselves. The battle for second does look like Caulfield are comfortable, but a battle between Malaysia and Propulsion is nice and tight as they turn together with 50 metres to go. It is still Caulfield leading by 10 metres over Caulfield in second place. Nunawading is comfortable, but Malaysia and Propulsion are chasing down Caulfield for second place. Nunawading are going to take this state title out. The battle for second is getting nice and tight. Can Caulfield hold on? Propulsion coming strong, Malaysia coming strong, but it will be Caulfield in second place. Propulsion get up for third, just ahead of Malaysia.
We're now underway in the final event of the night, the women's 4x100 medley relay. Like the men's, we have 2 timed finals, so we will get the best time out of these 2 heats, will be crowned the winner. There wasn't much between these 5 sides off the mark there, but there is a very big lead already by Propulsion, who has taken as big a gap heading into the first 50 metres.
Yeah, so Propulsion has started off nice and strongly here in the backstroke leg. They lead ahead of Melbourne, with Yarra Plenty sitting in third place. But it is all Propulsion here in this opening backstroke leg. They're out to almost an 8-metre lead here as we've got 15 metres left of this backstroke.
Backstroke swimming here for Propulsion, looking really comfortable. Good long, tidy stroke here. They change over now. Really commanding lead. 105.97, great first split there.
Nearly a 7-second lead on that first 100 metres already there, and it's Propulsion ahead of Propulsion. We had a 1-2 in the men's first times final, and at this point we could have another one in the women's competition.
So Western Melbourne Propulsion A team got off to a really strong start through their backstroker, Emma Gregory. And now it's their breaststroker's turn to try and maintain that lead. So Rose Vaughan out in the lead, turns through that 150-metre mark of this 400 medley relay. So she leads comfortably ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club, and Ivanhoe Swim has now moved into third.
Slightly decreased that lead in the first 50 of the breaststroke there, but still a 5-second lead there for Propulsion, who is well and truly in front. But we're looking at will be a race for the other two spots, with all four teams not far from each other.
So Western Melbourne Propulsion A team continue to hold that lead that they've had since the start here in Heat 1 of our time finals of the women's 400-metre medley relay. Ivanhoe and Melbourne hit that wall together as they battle for second and third place, with Yarra Plenty in fourth and Western Melbourne Propulsion B team in fifth.
Good butterfly leg here from the Ivanhoe. Really challenging Melbourne in that second and third battle.
Out in front, we've still got Propulsion, whose lead slightly decreased. It was 5 seconds that we went from breaststroke to butterfly, now down to 4. So they just keep etching a little bit closer. But having had a 7-second lead after the first 100 metres, it was always going to be hard to peg them back in one go.
So Western Melbourne Propulsion A team continue to lead here. Ivanhoe Swim has now moved into a clear second place ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club. So as we move into our freestyle leg, it will be Melbourne Propulsion in Western Melbourne Propulsion leading into this final exchange ahead of Ivanhoe Swim, with Melbourne Swimming Club sitting in third place.
Great change over there from Ivanhoe.
And this looks like it is going to get exciting here in this freestyle leg. Ivanhoe is starting to make some ground on Propulsion in this opening 50 of the freestyle.
The lead was 3 seconds at the 300-metre mark as we do come into the turn here, heading into the last 50 metres. Propulsion still now 3 and a bit seconds, so able to maintain that lead they took into that second last 50.
So Western Melbourne Propulsion led right from the start here in Heat 1 of our time finals for the women's 400 medley relay. They've got 15 metres to go, but they're in control. It's all theirs, and they will take out this opening heat in a nice time of 4:37.27. Ivanhoe Swim come in to touch the wall second, with Melbourne Swimming Club B team in third.
last race of the evening. All the big clubs here to play tonight. Nunawading A, Nunawading B, MLC Caulfield in the middle. However, it is Surrey Park in lane number 6, going strong early.
Yeah, Sasha Jones getting out to a nice strong start here in the backstroke leg for Surrey Park. She's leading ahead of both Nunawading teams. But it is Semra Olawani who's now taken over the lead through a 30.70. I'm not going to say what the program says. The program does say it's her sister in the water, but that does look like Semra to me.
Whichever sister it is, swimming really strong. Nice and commanding lead early, a body length over Surrey Park. Looking to change over to our breaststroker now.
And a nice first 100 from Nunawading, leading by just under a second there from Surrey Park. Melbourne in third and the other Nunawading squad in fourth.
So we saw Lily Koch earlier in the women's 100-metre breaststroke final picking up a fantastic silver. She's now leading this Nunawading A team out in lane 4, and they've extended their lead ahead of Surrey Park, with Nunawading B holding on to third place just ahead of Melbourne Swimming Club.
Looks like they've extended the lead early in this breaststroke league, with Lily Koch doing a really good job. We saw her win silver earlier in her individual race, and now she's coming out and continuing that really strong form.
So Lily has 15 metres left to swim for the Nunawading A team here in the breaststroke leg of the medley relay. Isabella Boyd is up on the blocks, ready to dive in for the butterfly. So she takes over in the lead in a 2:12.60. Surrey Park is into second place, just ahead of the Nunawading B team.
They're just going to go from strength to strength here as we head through this butterfly leg. If we cast our eyes back here, we can see Surrey Park and Nunawading B have got a really nice battle going along, as does MLC doing their best to move up to Melbourne there in fourth spot.
Interesting, Isabella Boyd, pretty fresh coming into this event. She did pull out of a number she did have earlier today, so nice for her to get a nice swim in late on day one.
And she is looking very good here. Coming down this second 50, 25 metres to go. She's done a good job at taking command of this race and really making it impossible for the other teams to catch up here, as she's about to hand over here Alicia Clark to get in the water.
So it was Semra Olawani who led off in that backstroke. Lily Koch in the breaststroke. Isabella Boyd into that butterfly. And then Alicia Clark in control in this freestyle. Alicia's fantastic technician in that freestyle. That strong 8-beat kick. Relaxed, smooth tempo. She makes it look easy, but she's just pulling further and further in front. Nunawading B team has snuck into second place just ahead of Surrey Park, and they are battling with MLC for the minor medals.
Yeah, Alicia, she's the mayor of Tempo Town there. Makes it look easy, comfortable. Makes you just want to get in there and have a swim. But I tell you what, she's working really, really hard here. About 20 metres to go.
So it is all Nunawading A team here in the second of our time finals of the women's 400-metre medley relay, and they're going to cruise to victory in a nice time of 4:09.71. The battle for second is nice and tight, with Abby Carney holding on to the lead against Surrey Park. So it will be a Nunawading 1-2 to wrap out the night there. Surrey Park into third place. So what a fantastic finish to our action here on night one of our 2025 Mattioli Victorian Open Long Course Championships. Thank you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you all again tomorrow morning.
technical officials are invited to leave the pool deck.